What's up, bass heads? It's your boy OG Soda Pop Kid coming to you direct. And I'm doing this video. It's going to be short because what I just did is I was seeing if I did this before in the past. I bypassed the line driver as far as the bass is concerned. I bypassed it. Okay, and went straight to the sub out on the radio. Okay, that's what I did, and did all the settings on the head unit to see how much different it would sound if I bypassed the EQ line driver. To see if it would sound the same, to see if it would be just as loud set on 105 or 106 AC volts. Okay, see if it would be just as loud and how much different the sound would be if I bypassed the EQ line driver, to see if the radio sub out would sound just as good, if y'all understand what I'm talking about. You know, to see if it would be just as loud without the extra processing, you know, without the extra knobs and all that, just at 70 hertz at minus 24 dB per octave. Okay? What it would sound like. You know what I mean? See if it would play lower with just the radio, you know, being the output. Okay, that's what I did, and it did sound good. It still pounded, still at 105 AC volts. See, I was messing around with the sub out, with the sub output on there, because I usually leave it on 0 if I'm using the line driver, of course. But you have those EQ options in the radio that if you're not using the line driver, you can go to level 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes up to 10. And I've used head units, even the Power Acoustic 7-inch screen and the 10-inch screens and all that did the exact same thing. You know what I mean? You can just do the levels on the actual radio and still get it to the same, you know, or I would just turn up the level on the amplifiers, you know, to get it back to 105. 0.5 or 105 or 106 or wherever I was going to have it at, to see if it would sound the same, be just as loud, you know, and how the box is actually really tuned versus messing with EQ, line driver or an EQ, you know what I mean, and messing with all those different knobs and frequencies on the line driver, you know, because to me, in real life, that's messing with one frequency on one thing, then going and trying to get the other frequency to say the same thing as the radio saying. To me, the radio's always been the brain. Whatever the radio does, it does. And you know, then trying to get the amplifier set at 80 hertz as well. And then trying to get a line driver set at 80 hertz as well, or 70 or 60 or whatever you use as well. One of those line drivers, to me, is going to outdo the other or over-process the other. I've always felt that. So to me, it's always good to have one thing doing it, which would be the brain, the radio. And even back in the day, there's some guys I was learning from that was saying the same thing. Why do you use a line driver? And you have 4-volt output radio. I was like, you know, for sound quality, and there was guys hitting high numbers that wasn't even using an EQ or a line driver at all. So I was like, let me see on Sunday if I still pull off my scores just using the head unit. If not, I can always plug it right back in, you know what I mean? Because if I don't need a line driver and I don't need an EQ, you know what I mean? And I was thinking about a DSP, what would I need that for? If it wasn't for sound quality to make it sound better. But the radio sounds good, it actually hits the lows and it removes the cardboardy stuff to begin with. All I'd have to do is take the slope down to 60 hertz or what have you. You know what I mean? So it was sounding pretty good. I didn't drive it around, of course. It's calling for rain. It didn't rain. I just pulled it out. I backed it out of here and turned it up slightly to see what it would sound like. And I was hopping from song to song to song to see what it was sounding like with some of the songs that I like. If it still hit, if it still punched, if it's still, yeah, of course, okay. We're good with all of that, man. We're good. And some of you is going to come on and say, yo, man, I mean, I would have told you, you know, to not use a line driver, anyway. Some of you could probably would have came on and say, man, I don't like line drivers to begin with. I don't like any of that. I just use my head unit. You know what I mean? So, more sooner than later, the newer style, they don't even sell the model of the Kenwood that I have. Those was like 7 years ago. It's a 2.5 output. They got new 2.5 outputs. The Kenwoods out there. They probably do the exact same thing as mine do. Maybe it might sound better. Maybe it has other features. Yada, yada, yada. But I can always just get a 4-volt pre-out Kenwood and hook it up, and it'd be stronger than the 2.5. But my Terra amps only like 2 volts. And I had it at 1.8 volts when I was running one. 1.8, no matter what I was using, I still had it at 1.8. It didn't matter. So I don't know if these Stetsons require the same thing, only 2 volts, or if they require 1 volt. 4 volts, my fault. Because when push comes to shove, I could just buy a 4-volt Kenwood and throw it in and set it back to 105. But when I had it at level 4, it went right back to 105 automatically. So I was doing a test before I even touched the amps, seeing what level it would be back at 105 at, and my fault, level 3, because I did listen to it before I even to see it. Level 3 was at like 105.3. It was almost back to where it was set with the line driver plugged in. Anyway, but I went back, I put it on level 3 and just went back and turned the amps back up to like 105.9 and 106. That's all I did, and it wasn't clipping as fast. So technically I could actually turn it up to 107 or 108 if I want and get more output without no clip. And I was thinking about doing that. I was going to be like, me just put it at 107.5 or something. It's still clean there. There's no blinking lights or nothing at 107, and maybe I might put it up to that. Maybe, I might go ahead and do it, but it sounds good at 105.9, and I have options with using just a head unit sub out. I have options. I can just turn it up. You feel me? I can just turn it up and be done with it. So that's that, man. So I'm going to post this up. Y'all can comment, inbox me. Some of you guys that don't use a line driver on EQ at all, you just use the radio. So all you use is the radio. Boom, boom, boom. All right, because I just got it with the radio. So tomorrow maybe I'll pull it out. I don't like street beating or nothing a few days before a competition anyway. I think that's a curse. Sort of. Street beating the day before a contest and something breaks the day before the contest. So it's your boy, the OG, Soda Pop Kid, coming to y'all direct. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I'm going home. I got off of work early today. I was done early. Go home, shower up, fall back, watch some TV, watch some YouTube. I've been watching a lot of YouTube tutorials lately on amps and DSPs and line drivers and subwoofers and other people basing and all. Okay? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and peace, people. And in the process, I just brought a laptop. Just came yesterday. I'm in the process of buying a meter. If the guy that I'm trying to get the meter off answers the damn phone. All right, I'm in the process of buying a meter. I want to get a meter before the big Ohio show is what I want to do, so I can do some testing, man. I'm going to do some serious testing. Peace, y'all.